Welcome to the very first episode of Empowerment in Illness, a podcast where we dive deep into the world of living with chronic illnesses, understanding them, and finding ways to thrive despite them. I'm your host, Gwen, and I'm here to share insights, stories, and bring in voices that would help us navigate this journey together. Today, I want to start at the very beginning. My beginning with lupus, a condition I lived with for over 30 years. This episode is not just my story though. It's a reflection of many stories of struggles, resilience, and the relentless spirit of battling a chronic illness. First, let's talk about what lupus is. It is an autoimmune disease, which means the body's immune system mistakenly attacks healthy tissue. It can affect skin, joints, kidneys, brain, and other organs. For me, it affected my joints. Now, my journey with lupus began 3 decades ago. The initial symptoms were confusing. Fatigue that felt overwhelming, joint pains that seemed to have no clear cause, and the infamous butterfly rash. It was a scary, uncertain time filled with doctor visits, tests, and a lot of questions. Being diagnosed with lupus was both a relief and a new source of anxiety. Relief because I finally knew what was wrong and it had a name, but anxious about what it meant for my future. Over the years, I've learned that living with lupus or any chronic illness really is a constant balancing act. It's about managing symptoms, yes, but also about managing your mental health, your relationship, your work, your entire life. So what can we expect from this podcast? Well, we'll explore all these aspects. I'll share my experiences and those of others living with lupus and other chronic conditions. We'll talk about daily management, mental health, navigating healthcare, and yes, even the tough bits about dealing with pain and setbacks. But it's not just about the struggles. It's also about the victories, big and small. It's about community, understanding, and empowerment. We're here to support each other and learn from each other. In future episodes, look forward to interviews with healthcare professionals, tips for daily living, nutritional advice, and your stories, because your voice is crucial in this conversation. Before I sign off, I want to introduce you to a special segment we'll be having in each episode. It's called Healing Heartbeats. It's a moment that we take together to just breathe, reflect, and embrace our emotions, whatever they might be. When you're dealing with a chronic illness, sometimes there's depression. Some days you want to cry, you want to scream, but you know you can't stay in depression for too long. So we give ourselves an opportunity to take a moment. Some people say it's 3 minutes. So we take those minutes and then we cry, we scream, we yell, whatever we need to do. But after that, that's when we stop dealing with depression, just for that day. The next day, you give yourself 3 minutes. So let's take a moment and let's practice this with just taking a deep breath, in and out. I want to thank you for joining me today. This is just the beginning of our journey together. I'm Gwen, and you've been listening to Empowerment in Illness. Stay tuned for our next episode. And until then, remember, you have the strength, the support, and the heart to face whatever comes your way.